You're about to learn a recipe that is refreshing and cooling as it is nourishing. For these days of summer, this is the one you want to be making. All right. As the summer days warm up and we are getting heated up, this is a recipe you're going to want to be reaching for to help cool and refresh you and nourish you at the same time. It has become a family favorite around my household. We've been making it almost near daily. And it is just delicious. It is very quick and easy to make and will satisfy that need for getting cooled down and nourishing yourself at the same time. Idea behind the easy upgrades are simple little additions you can add into your life. When it comes to food and nutrition, it can be tough to create new patterns. It can be really hard to break old habits. But what's easier is just adding in upgrades. Simple little things that will make a difference in your life. New spins on recipes, variations, and upgrades. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for giving us the thumbs up and for sharing this out. So if you have any comments, anytime, questions as we're doing this video, just post them down below and love to have that interaction going. Now this recipe here, many of us are into the habit of making smoothies. This one has its own spin. Again, we're going from that cooling, that refreshing, but also deeply nourishing element within this recipe. And I want to share with you all kinds of variations because we have different ingredients, we have different tastes, we have different preferences. This is absolutely customizable along with a few key ingredients we want to add that are kind of the stars and the features of this recipe. So let's dive in. Now the base, the first ingredient we're going to use is milk. And if you have your raw organic milk that you get at your secret back alleyway pickup, awesome, go for it. Maybe it's Milky Bar at the store, maybe it's dairy, maybe it's almond milk, maybe it's something you create at home. I've done videos in the past on how to create your own nut and seed milk. That's so simple, so super easy. I'll just share with you a couple of quick tips around creating your own nut and seed milk right here in this video, and then if you want, you can check out those past ones to get the step-by-step instructions. For this video, we're focusing on that element of green, the color green, to get in that chlorophyll. Again, height of summer, the richness, the greenness, the lushness that's all around us. How can we bring some of that in as a blood builder, as a refresher, detoxifier, all those wonderful benefits of green foods. Now, making your own nut and seed milk, you can use any nut or any seed. If you want to keep with the theme of green, you can use hemp seeds, which have some of that chlorophyll in them. They are a complete protein. They have great essential fatty acids, and it's very digestible as well. So easily assimilable protein and is what I like to call kind of like clean green protein. So you can use hemp seeds as a base. You can even use pumpkin seeds. Now these pumpkin seeds are from Austria and they're a European variety, which is an heirloom variety. Now this is different than what's commonly found in stores as pumpkin seeds. That variety is known as Lady Godiva. Typically it's grown in China, but these ones here, these heirloom ones, are European and they contain far more nutrition as well as far more flavor. So next time you're going to consider using pumpkin seeds, reach for some of these, taste and feel the difference. They are incredible. Because they do have a little bit stronger of a flavor, I would mix them with another nut or seed. It does come through, not everyone's favorite, but when you think about the nutrition, the amount of zinc that those pumpkin seeds have in them, wow, yeah, it's inspiring to then want to get them in. Another base you can use in your nut milk is instead of water, so whatever ratio you're using, 4 parts water, 3 parts water to 1 part nut or seed, I would encourage you to use herbal tea as the base. So that could be nettles. That's one of my favorites, and that certainly fits in seasonally, fits in with our theme of chlorophyll. Nettles are super mineral rich. They're also blood builders and a fantastic food / herb that can be easily integrated in the base of your nut milk. So where you have water, brew up some nettle tea, let that cool, and then create your nut milk with a tea. Some other favorites I like to use, in addition to nettles, throwing in peppermint, spearmint, gynostemma, all those types of herbs are wonderful and definitely fit within the theme of this drink. So I leave that to you. You're going to be having 2 cups milk of the base. You can do half that, double that, depending on how much you want to create. This recipe will create you 4 servings. So for hungry folks that are looking to get refreshed, this is how you're going to do it for them. All right. Or maybe it's just you. You're going to make this all for yourself. All right. I've been known to do that. So 2 cups of milk, your choice, whatever type of milk that you want. That is going to be going in as your base. Now we're going to add in some ice cubes. So ice, of course, by itself is very cooling. However, we're going to talk about one other herb that we're going to add in that has refrigerant cooling properties. But for now, let's add in the ice because no doubt it gives us that element of cool refreshingness of ice. So 6 to 10 ice cubes, depending on how large your ice cubes are. You can add those in. I've also got some frozen banana. You can use fresh banana, frozen banana. Now the banana is going to be our sweetness here. It also does what banana does, especially in smoothies, which is really bring all those ingredients together, cream them, give it a nice, wonderful smoothie-like consistency. I mean, it's hard to create a really good smoothie without banana. I lived in a raw food retreat center for more than a year where we weren't allowed banana. And it was kind of these kind of rules around strict, low glycemic, foods only, and we got creative. We used soak dried fruit, we used chia, and all that helped get that consistency that banana just does so well and so perfectly. So here today I'm using banana, throwing that in, and it's going to add that nice creamy consistency. Now our featured ingredient is fresh mint. Now this I've gotten from the farmer's market, some nice sprigs of mint, very, very soon, and depending on when you're watching this, you might even have it popping up in your yard. I have tons of wild mint in my garden, as well as growing through the alleyways, in the parks. So I'm out there, I'm harvesting wild mint, and when it's fresh, it's quite a treat. So take 2-3 sprigs, depending on how strong of a mint flavor you want. You're going to add those in and just kind of take it off the stalk there. Put the whole leaves right in. Make sure you smell it, take it all in. And the stalks, you can save those. You can throw them into tea. I can just kind of chew on them. So this is the very cooling herb. It's the action of the menthol, which is a chemical that we have known that's been in mint for some cultures for hundreds of years and have intentionally been using it as a way to help cool ourselves down. Right, even our commercial pop culture, right? Like cool mint, we just know. And the herbalists, they say it's these refrigerant-like qualities of menthol that will cool on the surface in your mouth, but also internally. We just get that sensation of refreshing coolness that comes from mint. If you don't have fresh mint, one alternate you can use is peppermint tea. So your ice cubes, for instance, could be peppermint or spearmint or any other type of mint done up as a tea, poured into ice cubes. Or if you're doing the whole nut milk where you got your nettle tea as the base, you can add your peppermint there, and then those properties are going to come through. So fresh mint, mint tea in ice cube form, or as the base of your nut milk, as well as you can use peppermint essential oil. So if you really just want to pop that up with a little bit more mint, 1 or 2 drops is all you need for this recipe, just to kind of give it that extra mintiness. So that's wonderful. Now we're going to build a little bit more greenery into this drink, add some more chlorophyll. Here again, choose your own adventure, whatever types of green foods that you have. That could be garden greens. Maybe you're doing more of a green smoothie with throwing in like fresh spinach or fresh kale. I'm going to suggest one of my favorites. If you need a little bit of that like pick-me-up of energy, you can use matcha. So matcha is green tea that's been dried and powdered. So I could go ahead and just add a little teaspoon of that straight into the smoothie. There we go. I'm getting green tea and all its wonderful antioxidants and uplifting benefits in just a little bit of a teaspoon there. Other option is moringa leaf powder. Moringa, it's been known as the tree of life. It has helped sustain people around the world and is extremely nutritious. They say the leaves themselves are like a multivitamin, you know, how nutrient dense that it is. And again, that chlorophyll, that greenness, that green rich pigment, we can put some of that in. You could use a wheatgrass, barley grass, either as a powder or as the juice. Totally up to you. You can see lots of variations. The one that I'm going to come back to in just a sec, which I've really been loving, is the spiraveg. Now this is grown fresh spirulina, raw spirulina, grown in Calgary. Can you believe it? They are grown it here. It's tasteless. It is fantastic. And I'll put about a tablespoon straight into the smoothie. Now, I know Roger, he's the man that owns the company, and he's been growing the spirulina. You know, when I told him I was making smoothies with this spirulina, he's like, well, Malcolm, you're not blending it, are you? Make sure you stir it in afterwards. And he's had his lab science guy explain and also do some experiments where if you stir it in after the fact, you maintain more of the integrity of the spirulina versus putting it in beforehand and blending it up. So I'm now in the habit of adding it in after the fact, especially with all that ice, the banana, the green leaves. I'm going to give them a really good blend. So it's going to blend for, 30 seconds a minute to really break that down. And I'll add something like the spirulina, that fresh spirulina at the end, and help maintain a little bit more of integrity versus high-speed blending it for a minute. Totally up to you if you want to go that route. Give it a try. It will easily mix in. Now the next couple of ingredients before I turn this on and blend it up, totally up to you, are if you want a little extra protein. Raw egg. I love raw eggs in smoothie actually. They go quite well. They work for my body. Very easily to digest and assimilate. Protein, essential fats, fat-soluble vitamins. Wonderful, easy add in. 1, 2 of those, depending on how much you're making. Totally up to you. Optional, but I truly love it. So we typically add those in for our family. Next one here, again, optional, but suggested, is the collagen peptides. So this here, easily add in by the tablespoon. 1, 2 of those, in they go. Collagen for hair, skin, nails, connective tissue, you name it. Really good stuff, and it goes so well in smoothies. You don't taste it, blends right in. Simple, easy, and nourishing. Only last ingredient I may or may not add, just depends on you, your palate, your taste, is if you can add additional extra sweetness. So it might be a little bit of stevia, could be some honey, could be, this is monk fruit or the sweet fruit drops from Dragon Herbs. So lohan guao or monk fruit. You can add some of that in. Up to you. I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm going to go for sweetness from the banana. Let that be that predominant flavor. But once you blend it, you can always add extra if you feel you need a little bit more. All right, how are you guys doing? Enjoying this? Post your comments down below. Here we go. I'm going to turn this on, and we're going to let this blend, and then I'll add my spirulina, and we'll give it a taste. Okay, you can see that's nice and green as is. Creamy, frothy. Our one last ingredient, which I highly recommend, this is kind of really what makes it, takes it to the top, is the fresh spirulina. Again, grown here in Calgary, absolutely incredible, amazing. These guys are doing such a great job at creating this product here. And yeah, it's becoming a staple in our house, especially when it comes to this smoothie. Spirulina is one of the most complete nutrient-dense foods on the planet. I've got a big, giant heaping tablespoon that I'm just tossing right in there. So you can either hand stir that, or forgive me, Roger, for what I'm about to do. I'm just going to give it a really quick blend just to mix it, integrate it in quite well, and you're just going to see this just upped in chlorophyll. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Instant. All right, now this is magic. So there you go. We've got at least, our base of 2 cups of milk. That's at least for enough for 2, 3, 4, even 4 people. So going to give this a taste. Again, if you want it sweeter, you can add your choice of optional additional sweetness. And I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be good. Yes. Amazing, right? So it's cool from the ice, from the frozen banana, but also from that peppermint. It just feels good. It feels relaxing. It feels refreshing. I feel energized. And man, I'm going to be looking forward to enjoying this the rest of my day. I hope you guys have a good day. Post your comments down below. Any questions? Love to connect with you. Share out the video. Hope you enjoyed today. Next week, we'll be back with another episode of Easy Upgrades. Thanks for watching.